Welcome back to the 2016 European Lacrosse Championships here on LSN. Third quarter about to get underway between Scotland and Finland. Quarterfinal number 3 of the day in the European Championships. Scotland with a 2-goal advantage, a scrum for this opening face-off of the second half. Still, nobody has it. Eventually, it's picked up by Finland, but a loose ball. And finally, Finland will get this opening possession of quarter number 3. Scotland is led by as many as 3 goals in this game. 5-2, their largest lead. But Finland able to score the last goal of the opening half, coming about midway through that second quarter. And so 5-3 our score so far, as we've got 7 different goal scorers in this game. Matthew Carey of Scotland, the only one with multiple goals. As the ball is loose, picked up by Finland in the white uniforms. If you weren't with us for the first half, Scotland wearing the dark navy blue with the white trim and white helmets. In front, shot bounced over the goal by Rene Callanan, but it's backed up by the Finns. These two teams fighting for a spot opposite England in the semifinals tomorrow in the 2016 European Championships. For both, it would better their finish in 2012 with a win automatically, no matter what happens in the semifinals tomorrow. Here's Jarno Aaltonen. He had a goal in the first half. He's stripped of it, but able to push it back to himself, so he keeps possession. Jarno, a big attackman for this Finnish side. Anssi Kasalmi passes in front. That shot deflected. And now a loose ball. Aaltonen had a beat on it. Instead, it stays on the ground. We've got a whistle. And the whistle gives the ball back to Scotland. Their first possession a couple of minutes into this third quarter. Scotland was 4-0 in pool play before the loss to Wales yesterday to finish things up 4-1 in Group B. But able to secure the second spot and move on to the quarterfinals here. As for Finland, they have not lost in these European Championships, going 5-0 in the group and cruising their way into the quarterfinals. Andrew Farrington passing it around the outside. Now Matthew Carey, the lone multi-goal scorer in this game so far. Back to Farrington at X. And Scotland continues the theme and trend of that first half, which is long offensive possessions for the Scots. Finland much more willing to go in transition. As for Scotland, they have really slowed things up. And you can do that in the international game. As a shot from Pasajewski hit off the crossbar, but it's backed up by the Scots. In the international game, 20-minute running time quarters and no shot clock and no stall warning. The opportunity to keep the ball for long stretches in the international game. Pasajewski back to Farrington. Slips for a second, keeps his feet, but a turnover gives it right back to Finland. Kasalmi jogs it over, fakes the pass, shot, and it's staved on the doorstep by Harris. And a crease violation keeps it in Scotland's possession. Kasalmi all the way right down Broadway. Great juke move to get open in transition, but Harris up to the challenge. Ethan Harris in goal for Scotland, a guy who played for UMBC in college. He is a former Division I player playing for the Scots. played in a number of European and World Championships for this Scotland team. But at the other end, Josh Richardson collects, sending it around to Pete Ross, excuse me. Now back to Tom Gilbrook. A little over 5 minutes in to this third quarter. Still no scoring in the second half. Scotland holding on to that 2-goal lead. Gilbrook lines up a run. Instead, dances back out of it. He goes up against Richard St. Hill. He has a goal today, the midfielder for Finland. And that pass was not able to be collected. Kind of low for Ian Murray over the end line. And Finland gets possession, but not for long. A turnover themselves. Sloppy play here. Gilbrook spins out of some trouble. And once again, Scotland will take its time getting some offensive substitutions onto the field. And we have a flag down. Ryan Sage looks like he drew a flag on his way onto the field. He also sold it pretty good. Not sure how much his hand hurts, but it helped the situation. And now the whistle comes, and we will get our first man up of this second half. Scotland going on the man up for a minute. Call went against St. Hill. Slashing is the call from the referees. And so Scotland goes to work looking to expand this 2-goal lead. Quick ball movement. Pasajewski, around to Carey, Richardson, everybody getting a touch. Richardson lines up a shot, and it's saved. Usitalo up to the challenge. And they look to clear, but a errant pass is thrown away. Big hit along the sideline, but Pasajewski tracks it down. He keeps it in for Scotland. Pasajewski, all surrounded by some white jerseys, decides to throw it out to Carey. Carey, hounded by Jarno Alm, and finally gets rid of it. Back to the top. Carey, shot goes high. And Ryan Sage tracks it down in the corner as we are back to even strength here. Well, once again, much like the first 40 minutes, lots of time of possession for Scotland here to start the third. Loose ball strip, but it is collected by Scotland. They maintain possession. Carey across to Richardson. On the doorstep to Pasajewski. Another fist bump from him. 2 fist bumps, 2 goals. Back to a 3-goal advantage for the Scots. So Pasajewski joins Carey as a 2-goal scorer in this one. And Scotland really in control early on in this second half. About 8 minutes into this thing in the third quarter. Loose ball push looks to be the call as there's a whistle. And it'll be Finland who takes possession. Callan in a little bit of trouble. Going up against Matt Hill, and he gets rid of it. An errant pass, eventually picked up by St. Hill. He beats his man. Feeds in front. Couldn't find his intended recipient, but collected behind. Makes the guy fall over, but a loose ball as Jacala had his man beat, but couldn't get it to go. And now Ethan Harris corrals the ball in his crease. And so another chance for Scotland, looking for its largest lead of the game, which would be at 4. And its 3-goal advantage, matching its largest. Take a look at this Scotland team. Brian Silcott on the sidelines, the former All-American for Nazareth College. And you also hear him here on Lac Sports Network at times, calling Major League Lacrosse games. He played in the MLL, playing for the Boston Cannons, also played in the National Lacrosse League, making a number of stops, and even coached the San Francisco Dragons. So he has plenty of lacrosse knowledge to share with this Scotland team. And they have the ball in a 3-goal advantage as we reach the midway point of this third quarter. Richardson leads it over to Ross. Back around to Pasajewski. And now Farrington. Everybody getting touches on this offensive possession. No rush for Scotland, up by 3. And as a defense, you have to be careful not to get lulled to sleep with the rotations. Pasajewski's shot never got on cage. Deflected out, but Scotland that'll keep it. As a defense, you have to be cautious not to fall asleep as the ball rotates around the outside. Can't let anybody cut behind you or get open for an easy shot. That ball is stripped, collected by Nathan Bowers for Finland. Usitalo collects and bringing it over midfield is Pekkanen. Finland could use a goal here to cut into this 3-goal advantage and also use an offensive set. Timonen, he's got a goal today, number 42 in whites. Works it around the outside. And now it's alternate. Yarno, backhand pass, nowhere to go, but eventually is scooped up by Jacala, the leading scorer on this Finnish team. Behind the back pass to Altonen, and he buries it. That's one for the highlight reels. Altonen's fired up, and it's back to a 2-goal deficit. What a feed there from Timonen. Excuse me, not Timonen, it was Rup Jacala, the leading scorer on this team. That's his 12th assist of this tournament as Altonen scores his 11th goal, his second of this game, and Finland's back in it down 2, and they win the faceoff. Grosbeck picks up the loose ball, takes it all the way behind the cage, now gets it to this offense. As you see Altonen with it, much bigger than anybody on this Scottish defense. Jacala feeds. Back to Altonen. Looking for yet another score. He's looking for that hat trick. Carrying it one-handed. Now eventually outside, and they set up this offense. A chance to really gain some momentum here. Jacala sends it across. Burying it is Timonen. He's got 2 goals as well. Finland back within 1. A mini 2-goal run here for the Finns. And they're right back in this thing. Back-to-back assists for Jacala, the leading scorer for this Finland team. 17 goals on the tournament, has not scored here today, but has a pair of assists. And that has helped get Finland back in it here in the third quarter. With about 8 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. here in this third. And another face-off violation there on the face-off gives it back to Finland. So another possession for the Finns. And this would be a big breakthrough for Finland if they can get this thing back all square. Down by 3 twice in this game. It's a chance to tie things up for the first time since 0-0. Shot in front. Wide open was Helminen. But he couldn't get that thing on cage. Maybe a deflection. But Jacala backs it up. He goes to work. Bodies his man. Swims into the middle. Shot is saved by Harris. Good chance there on the doorstep for the leading scorer on Finland. But Harris with the stop. And Scotland, for the first time in a couple of minutes, in offensive possession. Loose ball, turnover from Scotland. Scooped up by Jarno Alm. His pass, a little errant. Another loose ball. Great body control from Vintanen. And he gets the loose ball for Finland. And right back comes Timonen. Matthias, a couple of goals so far today. He and Altonen, both with 2 for Finland. Matched up against the Pole Kaminski for Scotland. And he gets it to Jacala, one of the quarterbacks for Finland. Bounce to St. Hill. Spinning. Top of the box. Loses it momentarily. Recollects. Now over to Timonen. Across to Aho. Now Jacala. Gets through 2. Shot saved by Harris. Kept by Finland. Shot from Timonen goes wide. The backup. A great dive from Jacala, and that'll win it. Good hustle from Jacala. They keep the possession for the Finns. Altonen showing off the speed. Shot is wide. Excuse me, that was Aho. Now Altonen with the backup goes to work at X, using the size. Altonen in some trouble, loses it. Right there's Aho to scoop it up. Across to Altonen, and he buries it top shelf. A trio for Jarno. We're knotted up at 6. Jarno Altonen, a hat trick in the first 3 quarters. And with under 2 minutes to go in this third, we are knotted up. A 3-goal run for Finland. As Scotland gets a possession, it certainly needs at this point. And they look to silence this run. They've seen that 3-goal lead evaporate over the span of the last 6 minutes. Matthew Carey and Ryan Sage looking to settle down this Scottish offense. Sage loses it. Dragged down. And the loose ball is picked up by Finland, but a whistle. And it'll be Scotland in the Navy to maintain it. And right back at you comes Scotland. A score from Ian Murray, number 16 in Navy. And Scotland answers with a goal at 7-6. couldn't see that one, but trust me, it was Ian Murray who scored. His second goal of this game. He also had 2 goals in the loss to Wales. And that brings us to the end of quarter number 3. We got a good one with 20 minutes left to go in quarterfinal number 3 in Budapest. We'll be back with the final 20 minutes, the fourth quarter on the other side here on LSN.